It was felt great, and I mean, for me, it was my first Impact taping, so it was cool to feel the buzz in the audience, in the room for the new talent like Brian Cage, like Austin Aries, like Sue Young, like Kira Hogan, who all debuted at the tapings. It was fresh. It was some of the production stuff we did with some of the talent. So just really, really exciting, and it was a great vibe in the back, and it was a great vibe in front of the cameras.
And in terms of the progression of the company and the changes that are happening, would you say that taping was kind of the first stage, the first stage of the transition that's taking place?
I don't think that, we expected that all of the changes happened in one set of taping. So, yeah, you're right. It's going to be something that's going to continue. There's going to continue to be tweaks. There's going to continue to be moves made talent-wise, production-wise, in front of the camera, behind the camera. All those things are going to continue to happen. And I think, what we've been saying today is in other media calls we've done it, that, the Impact Wrestling that you see now, which is different than what it was 2 months ago, the impact now will be very different than what you see in 12 months. So we're going to continue to be open to those positive changes.
And looking at the arrival of Austin Aries, him coming back, obviously someone who has such a history with TNA, do you feel that was one of the main reasons why the belt's been put on him?
Well, I mean, certainly he's got a long and storied history with this company. And having him come back on board is great, and he's a world class talent, and we think that the fan base is excited to see him, and we think he's a great story to us. It's almost a homecoming of him coming home to a company that really made him an international superstar.
And for yourself, Scott, obviously you've been in a part of TNA for so long, obviously with Team Canada as well. I mean, can you believe the changes that have happened with TNA, the progression and the growth since that day one with Team Canada, where the company is now?
Yeah, I mean, to me, being here from being here in the first year of the company, when I left, early 2010, be part of so much of that growth and expansion is something that I treasure and have been excited and honored to be a part of. And certainly, I've followed it from afar, and the triumphs and some of the tribulations that it's had over the years, and was excited to come back in a kind of a consultant role last year to kind of be part of things as Anthem took over the company, and now at 18, with myself and Don here and the team that's being assembled, very excited to be part of things. I don't know if there is I don't know if there is anybody else that I'd want to tackle this with other than Don. And some of the guys we have here, with Sanjay and Jimmy Jacobs and such, we've really assembled such a good team, and myself and Don and Ed have really started to jive as a senior management team. We all have different strengths, and we think that we balance each other off and complement each other very well.
And for both of you, obviously, you know the talent that is there in different countries, especially Japan. And do you feel that is a case that there'll be more international talent, maybe a few coming from the UK to there as well?
Well, certainly one of the reasons why you see Ed, Don, and all here in the UK currently is to come here and to be in market and get an opportunity to meet people face to face. We've been meeting with a lot of media face to face. We're meeting with our partners, both broadcast and other forms of partners that we have here in the UK. We're also meeting with promoters and production companies, and even with talent out there. And one of the things that's important to us is we're getting out there while we're here and seeing multiple wrestling shows here, because we think it's important to get out there and get a good grasp of some of the amazing talent that's out there in the UK right now, and figure out how that gets incorporated into what we're doing as a company.
And for yourself, Don, I suppose obviously you've done commentary in other organisations. There is a rumour that is something that will be taking place with yourself. Is that something that will be happening, and how much are you looking forward to it?
I mean, we certainly haven't built what the plan is for commentary yet. Right now, I'm up to my armpits in the day-to-day stuff of kind of Scott and I and Ed running the show, and we're all keeping real busy. So for now, I've got enough on my plate, but you never know. We'll see what the future holds, and if the fans are vocal enough, who knows? I might even get back in the ring.
I was going to ask as well, in terms of the commentary position, obviously the reports of Jeremy Borash leaving the company, and does that mean that there will be big changes taking place there, and how big a loss is Jeremy if that is confirmed?
I think Jeremy's been a great employee. In fact, playing a pretty contributor over the years. A lot of that contribution has not been in front of the camera. Some of it has. But all I can say, and we don't want to give things away to the fans. We know they love to be surprised. There has been a plan for the commentary team, and that plan is in place, and it really hasn't changed. So stay tuned, and I think people will be really happy with what they see and what they hear on commentary.
Sounds exciting. And I suppose in terms of the UK market and the house shows that had taken place a couple of years prior, is that something that you'd like to see come back? The coming to do a few shows in the UK.
Well, certainly, if you look at our UK market, the UK tour every year was one of the highlights of the calendar for this company, and the UK is a thriving and important market. We're certainly here, and we're laying the groundwork so that we can return to the UK market with live events in the future.
Well, so it sounds exciting. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? You appreciate the fact that the audience is definitely there with the previous success in recent years.
Yeah, I mean, Impact Wrestling specifically, this company has had great success in the UK, and in general, the wrestling scene in the UK is among the best anywhere in the world. There's so many great events going on, and so many companies that are doing well, and there's such a rich talent pool here in the UK domestically of UK talent that's out there and showing the world that they're among the very best.
And in terms of the rest of the year, then I suppose, in terms of the plans that are going to be taking place, do you feel that this year is more of a transition year? So it's going to be a case of establishing top stars and then later on, being able to kind of take the fruit from that labour?
I think that we're certainly, like I said, we're laying some of the groundwork. I think there's lots of exciting things. So, I don't really know if I'd use the term transition year, because I don't think we're looking to make any one major change. I think we're just looking to continue to move and grow in the right direction. And you see the things that are going on with the return of Austin Aries, with the debut of Brian Cage and Sami Callihan and Sue Young, and this type of talent is coming in. We continue to build a great roster. We continue to reestablish ourselves as we get out there. We're starting to do live events again domestically in the U.S. and we're in Canada, and then we're going to get out and do them in other countries, including, of course, India and the UK. And, we think that 2018 is the start of a great upward trajectory for this company.
Looking at the live events that are taking place in the United States, just how important is that for the wrestlers, obviously, to be able to not just be doing it on the TV?
Well, we think it's important for the wrestlers, but it's also for us, it's very important for the company and for the fans, because a big part of wrestling is that personal connection between the talent, between the wrestlers, and between the wrestling fans. And certainly, there's a passionate fan base out there, and watching it on television or watching it on the GWN app or anything else certainly is a huge part of what we do. But we never want to lose sight of it and lose lose sight of the fact that that personal connection that gets made when a wrestling fan gets to meet their favorite wrestler, gets to slap hands with them, gets to shake their hands, gets an autograph, takes a picture. That's the type of bond and investment in a character and a talent in a wrestler that lasts a lifetime. And getting out there and doing live events is part of that.
Also, looking at pay-per-views, obviously there was a time where Impact and TNA was a monthly pay-per-view, and that disappeared a few years ago. Could that come back at some stage?
I think in this day and age, really, what we're looking at is we're looking at for 2018, we're doing 3 live pay-per-views. And we'll evaluate that as we go forward, and we're certainly looking at potentially adding to that schedule. But I think in this day and age, there's certainly still a place for live pay-per-views that are tentpole events that everything builds to. But when the last few years where there have been these taped events that were put on pay-per-view, those type of events we're going to be moving over and be doing those as part of our GWN, as there's the premium content on our GWN app. And then besides that, we're also looking, every month there's going to be a Twitch exclusive, which is going to be an event that debuts on Twitch, and it's going to come from different arenas or facilities around the country, and hopefully eventually around the world. And those type of events will be taking the place of the conventional monthly pay-per-views. In a similar fashion to how WWE has basically replaced the monthly pay-per-view system with people with subscriptions to their network. We'll be doing that to a certain extent with our app, with the GWN app, and but we're still also going to maintain the importance that those real flagship, those tentpole events, and as I said, for 2018, it's Redemption, Slammiversary, and Bound for Glory. Those are going to be available and a key part of our strategy to be conventional pay-per-view delivery.
For both of you, with the roster that Impact now have, which one talent that's been brought in would you say excited you the most, both of you?
It's hard to pick one. There's guys that I think have been here for a while that I hadn't seen that I got excited. I got excited to see Falaba. I'd never seen him in person and saw that connection. In terms of new talent, I think Sue Young on the knockout side has really got a cool look. And she's a fighter in the ring. Her stuff looks great. So I'm excited to work with her. And I'm real excited by Brian Cage because I think he's unique.
In terms of where the company is heading now for the rest of the year, have you got a name in mind right now, or is it a case of just taking it day by day?
I think that we want the company to the product to be a destination product where I don't know that this company in the last couple of years has had a cool factor or a buzz factor about it. We need to get that back. And you get that back by, having great wrestling, having great characters, and having great fan interaction. And I think we need to set that table. And when we do that, we start to become cool. We start to become buzzworthy. We start to become a destination product for people that they're invested in. And then all of a sudden, it opens up in terms of the different things that you're able to do.
And looking at the partnership with Twitch, just how important is that? Because obviously it's such a unique product and something that so many people use. It does mean the product the company will have a lot of eyes on it.
We know that the consumption habits of consumers have changed quite a bit the last number of years. They're going to continue to do so. So I think it is important for us to understand who our customers are, how they like to consume our product, not limiting them to saying watch it on this platform or that platform. And a platform like Twitch, along with the GWN app, these are all excellent options for our current customers and our future customers, hopefully, to consume this product.
Looking at the next set of tapings that are coming up, will there be more talent added to it? What are the plans in place right now?
Yes. Certainly I think our desire is to continue the evolution of talent. And we know that our fans love to be surprised. They love to give us their ideas about who we should have. and sometimes we're able to bring those, and other times, it's something that happens later. So I think our fans should expect more surprises like Austin Aries, like Brian Cage, like Sue Young, like Kiera Hogan. They can expect more of that on future shows with us.
And just looking at the tapings, that obviously, it's so many days of TVs taped in a number of days. What are your thoughts on the thing of, kind of superstars returns, wrestlers returns being revealed via social media, via fans, rather than, that live element sometimes of being on TV? Is that something you feel you need to incorporate now in this day and age?
I'll let Scott talk about it. My quick comment would be that I think that, there's a lot of old thinking in wrestling. And, you have that conundrum of people, that are going to watch it on your platforms when it airs. But then if we don't put out certain results, or at least tease and give people the option to hear the results, they're going to hear it from someone else. So I think it's important as a company that you control that message and that you're strategic about it. And so we're working through that process.
And just finally then, I suppose, wrapping it up in terms of the company, just for both of you, how have you found the opening few months?
You know what? I think that there's, we had a real great, first set of tapings there, and I think that as we start to structure things here as a company, as a corporation, and starting to put people in their places, I think it's been a really great first month on the job. We're really just coming to the end of our first month here on the job, and I think it's been a very productive and positive one. And there's always going to be the challenges of we're a very small company, and there's a lot of people wearing a lot of hats, so everybody gets stretched very thin. But we think that everybody stepped up and delivered above and beyond what any expectations really could have been. And when there's a mistake made, everybody rallies together to pick everybody up as a team, and that's one of the things I find most exciting about this group.